Alright, so the latest entry in the Rocky/Creed franchise, Creed 3, is finally released in theaters. This one is directed by Michael B. Jordan, who of course stars in the film as Adonis Creed. And no, he has not directed anything before, so this is his directorial debut. The screenplay is by Zach Baylin and Keenan Coogler. Keenan Coogler being the brother to Ryan Coogler, who directed the first Creed film as well as both Black Panther movies. And the story is by Zach Baylin, Keenan Coogler, and Ryan Coogler. Before I get into the cast, I do want to mention what this film is about. And essentially, this time around, we are following Adonis, who has been thriving in both his career and family life, but when a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy resurfaces, the face-off is more than just a fight. And of course, the film stars Michael B. Jordan as Adonis Creed. Michael B. continues to kill it not only with the physicality, but also the heart. Tessa Thompson returns as Bianca Creed. Obviously, she's fantastic in this film, but the one that really stands out to me is Mila Davis Kent as Amara Creed. Amara being the child of Adonis and Bianca. She is such a sweet little girl. She's deaf too, so they have to sign with her. She brings so much heart to the film. Of course, in the film, starring as Damian Anderson, we have the iconic Jonathan Majors. Literally 2 weeks ago, I was seeing this guy as Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and now I'm seeing him as the quote-unquote villain of Creed 3. I never saw Kang in this movie, I only saw Damian. Just goes to show how versatile and how talented of an actor that Jonathan Majors is. His character is both terrifying and sympathetic, and of course, as you guys have seen from the trailers and the posters, he has the physicality for it. Like Kang, I think in this film, he is a force to be reckoned with. Now, I'll officially start off my review by saying this. I have not watched all the Rocky movies. I've seen all the Creed movies, but I've only seen the first Rocky movie. I was planning on watching and reviewing all of them leading up to Creed 3, but I just ran out of time for it. So if that's something you'd like to see me do in the near future, let's get this video to 100 likes. Now, first off, major props to Michael B. for directing this film. I think he did such a fantastic job. The stylistic decisions that he made in this film worked so well for me, especially when it came to the fight scenes. I heard in an article somewhere that he said he was trying to make the fights like an anime fight, and on paper that might sound wacky for a movie like this, but it works so well in the film. I'm not going to be spoiling anything, but there's one thing in particular I did want to mention. There's a scene where somebody gets punched and you see a shot of their back and the sweat coming off in slow-mo. That was fantastic. In fact, there's a lot of shots like that when it comes to the fights that I don't even know how they did it without actually hitting the person. The way they shot it just makes you feel like you're in the ring with them. There's times where I'm literally dodging punches while watching this movie. I watched it in IMAX, so I literally felt like I was just sitting right there in front of Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. And I guess with that, I'll say that the fights are the best part of the movie, but the story is also really incredible in here. It's the most personal a fight has ever felt in any of these Creed movies. I won't say for all the Rocky movies because I know there's a really personal fight in one of them in particular, but for the Creed movies in general, I think this fight is the best one. Not just for the fight itself, but also the setup. You're setting up Jonathan Majors' character as this unstoppable beast, been behind bars for 18 years, so you feel bad for the guy and you want him to get his shot. But what makes him more of a villain is the things he does to get there. Meanwhile, you have Michael B. as Adonis, who just feels immense guilt for the things that happened in their past. He's trying to help Damian because he feels like it's his fault that he went to jail. And it's story beats like that add a lot to the movie and add a lot to the character of Adonis, because there's even times where you can look at him as the villain. So at the end of the day, it's not just a personal story for Adonis, but it's also a very personal story for Damian. So yeah, overall, really great story here. My only real complaint is that it drags in a couple areas. There's some story beats with Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson's characters that just were a little too slow for me, but aside from that, really no complaints. And I guess I should mention this for those of you who don't know already. Sylvester Stallone is not in this movie as Rocky Balboa. For some, his absence might be a complaint, but for me, I think it lets Adonis's character stand out more. It looks so good on the big screen. I saw it in IMAX, so if you get the opportunity to watch it in IMAX or anything similar, I would highly recommend doing so. But if you don't, still try to watch it on the biggest screen possible. Without a doubt, Creed 3 is my favorite movie I've watched so far this year, and it's definitely a contender for my top 10 list at the end of the year. And to answer that question in the thumbnail, is this the best Creed movie yet? In my opinion, it's the best made Creed movie yet. It's the one with the best storyline, but it's not my personal favorite. First one still has to be my favorite, but this one is a very close second. When it comes to my ranking, this movie is definitely a premium ticket. Definitely worth watching on the biggest screen possible, and definitely worth buying on VOD, Blu-ray, and DVD. But have you seen Creed 3? Tell me in the comments down below, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you in the middle? I definitely love this movie and can't wait to watch it again. Have you not seen it? Are you planning on watching it anytime soon? Why or why not? Also comment that down below. Really, any comments you have for me, I would very much appreciate it. I respond to pretty much all of them. And I'll say this one last time, if you want me to review the Rocky movies, let's get this video to 100 likes. But do me a favor and leave a like on the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload, and I will see you in the next one.